Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria accuses Buhari's government past administrations of undermining Nigeria's judiciary. Welcome to the news. If you are new, kindly subscribe to my page, and if you have been there, thank you for your kind support. The Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has warned politicians and the executive arm of government to desist from actions capable of undermining the judiciary and the nation's democracy. Well, since 1999, we have not seen the great demarcation between the three arms of government. The executive has always have influence on both the legislatures and the judiciary. We don't know who will bail this country out of this. Maybe the head of the judiciary has not been found. They obnob with politicians for too long, and at the end of the day, they dictate the tunes to them. Maybe Ariwola is coming to bring a new dimension to this, because politicians have used the judiciary to their benefits for too long, and the executive is really riding on them. Maybe, or maybe not, it will happen during his tenure. Let's watch and see. The Chief Justice of Nigeria gave the warning while declaring open the 2022 conference of the Nigerian Bar Association section on public interest and development law. Ariwola, represented by the Supreme Court Justice Wani Abba-Aji, accused politicians and the executive arm of undermining the rule of law, especially when elections are around the corner. The conference is timely, and the theme fitly reflective of the season and time we are in. The electoral process has been set in motion, and the 2023 election are just a stone throw away. We are fully aware that it is in the period like this that the executives or those seeking and aspiring for political positions will not tread on the path of the rule of law, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but will rather act on their whims and fancies to cling to power, said the Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. Yeah, because it has been happening in the past. Politicians come, they use the influence, they use money to get whatever judgment, even whatever the electoral law is saying. You see judges giving counter order on a particular matter instead of allowing it to rest at a normal level. They begin to appeal, move from one court, the same court of jurisdiction, giving conflicting judgment on the same matter. And the politicians have seen the loopholes, and they have been exploiting and exploring it to their own advantage. It's for the judiciary to call his house and put his house in order and make sure that judgment, any judge that goes against the electoral law or will give frivolous judgment, will be sanctioned. He added that the judiciary should be in the center stage of this to expose between the electoral players and further catalyze and administer justice, fairness, and equity in the courts where the petition shall flow. He further stressed that past and present political regime in Nigeria have not ceased to intervene and interfere in the premise of the judiciary and have almost diluted its supposed sanctity, withered down its powers and authority, and tampered with its independence and autonomy through various ways and means. Ariwola also stated that the underminers of judicial authority must understand that since the three arms of government, though separated, fitly fused and joined together to bring out the best in any government or democracy, undermining one of the or the other is to spread doom and anarchy for that government, even to the detriment of the underminers. In his keynote address, he said, considering disobedience of court orders as a direct affront to the judiciary or interference with the administration of justice, it is called they allow it when three judges are giving judgment on the same matter, allowing it to go beyond where it's supposed to go. Why would the politician not explore it? And one of the dangers of undermining judicial authority is lack of confidence in the court system. He said nobody, whether government or citizens, is allowed to undermine an order of court or judgment. He suggested that disobeying court orders be made a criminal offense different from the court power to punish an offender for contempt. That should be put in place if we want anything to change. Then we must act our thought. We must bring the laws to bear. There must be justice. The undermining of judicial authority in democracy was chosen to bring to the fore that the judiciary has not been well treated by other arms of government. In terms of obeying the judgment and court on orders of our court, provision of basic facility for the efficient discharge of judicial functions, as well as taking care of the welfare of judicial officers generally. He explained. He submitted that the judiciary has remained a poor cousin, a weeping and aggrieved sibling in a relationship of three brothers of equal age and status. When they allow the politician or the executive to influence their decision or their judgment, these are the kind of things that you get. Well, redeem yourself. Use the instrument of law to change some of the judicial judgments that have been given. If a person sells himself into slavery for 10 naira, the same person may not be able to get back his freedom with 10 million naira. If he later realizes the harm he did to himself, the Nigerian Temple of Justice was sold wholesale to the executive, and it is really a shame. The executive, the Nigerian judiciary, is supposed to be independent and equal to the executive arm. But what do we get? But before the eyes of fellow Nigerians and Supreme Court became a unit under the APC government and other government, who is to blame? Let us pray and hope that the judiciary will redeem himself now that Tanko is out of the way. Regarding Chief Justice of Nigeria, it seems to me that you have shot yourself in the leg. I'm not sure these people you have started challenging will allow you to be confirmed Chief Justice of Nigeria, because they will not like good and incorruptible judges in this sacred chamber. They may soon retire many of you to choose somebody that will do their bidding. Well, the judiciary sued themselves for nothing. They deserve to be treated as nothing. Why they complain? They have to, because everybody knows, except they are pretending what is going on. The Nigerian judiciary too is corrupt. It is for the highest bidder. They lack criteria. If you respect yourself, nobody would respect you. While blaming the legislative and the executive, then you can boldly tell, you can tell them to their faces whatever they have done. Nigerian politicians are the ones that spoil the image of judiciary through the corrupt and bad judges among them. Nigerian judiciary should please come out and tell Nigerians the crime committed by those that were removed and the kind of judgment that judges give, especially when it has to do with elections. Well, what is your opinion on the comment of the Chief Justice of Nigeria that the executive should allow judiciary to operate independently? Do they need to demand it, or they should follow the constitutional provisions? Kindly make your opinion known as you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support and be blessed.